what player needs to step up this game other than Chwinga on the attacking side?
I mean, dude, wouldn't it be nice to see Nichelle Prince get something? I mean, I want to root for this woman, dude. This Olympian. I want to be a fan, but she ain't showing me nothing. And that's not a knock on her play. It's not a knock on her as a player at all because she's a professional athlete. I know it's in there. But I really would love to see her be a part of an assist or even a goal. That would be the best.
Thanks for listening to KC Sports Network, proudly presented by Emprise Bank. If you're thinking about starting a business or know someone who is, check out Emprise Bank's SBA loans. It's always good to know your options, and they can be your partner in possible.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Currently on No Other Pod, part of Kansas City Sports Network. I'm Daniel Kooser, here with Chris Wright to talk all things KC Current and NWSL soccer. Chris, what's up, baby? How we doing?
I'm doing all right, man. Lovely Tuesday. Is that what today is? Tuesday afternoon?
Tuesday. Wednesday for all you people with us in your ear holes.
That's right. A very entertaining but low-scoring game for the Current, but it was a lot of fun.
You said low-scoring or no-scoring?
Either one will do. No scoring. We'll be a little more accurate there.
Zilch.
Zilch. But it was a good weekend. How about you?
I will tell you, I'm excited to kind of get into this 0-0 draw. Normally, I'd be like, nah, man, we don't talk about 0-0 draws. Boring. Absolutely boring. And this was anything but. My weekend was fine, though. I mean, Jersey Boys is crushing it, man. People are loving it. Some guys from England came to the show. They were in town visiting, and they just came to the show on a whim and wanted pictures with all of us afterwards. It was pretty cool deal to hear them be like, we didn't even know we were coming today. And I'm not going to attempt a British accent because I can't do it. But they were just very happy to be there and kind of cool to showcase, little Topeka, Kansas, and all the talent they got going out of there. Very fun.
Maybe on the 27th when I go see the show, I can get some pictures with the cast as well. I don't know. We'll see.
So, people want pictures with the boys, man. The Jersey Boys. It's quite the ensemble. So come out and see it, folks. I mean, it's running until first weekend of October. So, man, I guess there's no time like the present to kind of jump into this thing. I do want to point out real fast that we signed a new goalkeeper. We moved one out with Silkowitz in that trade for Sharples, right? And now we got Katie Frame, signed her just through this year. Not many games left to be signing you through a year, but hey, maybe it's a good backup for a playoff push. Some things about her. She was first drafted in 2011 to the Washington Spirit, but then played a majority of her career in Sweden with several teams, and then a team in the Scottish Women's Premier League. So I believe she joined the team this week. She was not available for selection last week for Orlando, so I think she's with the team now. So I miss Silkowitz, man. I really thought she was a promising young player, but here's more veteran keepers. We now have 3 super veterans. I mean, the keepers are
experience. Well, yeah,
it's a veteran goalkeeper cast, man. It's pretty crazy to see.
Yeah, no, to me, she's one of those players that worst case, right? We have 2 injuries at keeper. She can come in. I think that's pretty much the only way we would see her. But they're just protecting themselves, right?
Yeah.
So we get 2 random fluke, really unfortunate situations.
And do you really have to sell it much to get someone to Kansas City Current? I mean, you just kind of dangle the stadium in their face. You just kind of dangle the Mahomeses in their face. It's not really fair, but Kansas City in general has never had a leg up on the recruiting competition in many years. I mean, you think about the Royals. Who wants to go play in Kansas City? Chiefs. No one wants to play in Kansas City. Year after year, it's been like that. But now, the Mahomeses have just changed the game, man. The stadium and the Longs have changed the game. So it can't be a difficult decision for someone to want to come play here.
Yeah, I mean, we push the game forward in so many different ways. And it doesn't take much recruiting to try and get a player to be a part of that.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, so let's get after this. Look at this lineup here. I got it pulled up in the ground.
Wild, isn't it? It's kind of wild.
I don't know what this was. They said it was a 4-3-3, kind of with Dabinia spearheading that midfield and Michelle Prince spearheading that the three attackers up there with Ellie Wheeler on the right wing, Chewinga on the left. Kind of interesting because your outside backs, Mace, cool, glad she's back to outside back positioning. But Elizabeth Ball on the other side, I was like, okay, if Elizabeth Ball's over there, who's in central defense? And it's Alana Cook, who's really made her name and said, like, I think this is going to be my spot. Go ahead and take a seat, Balasager and Ball, but Ball's on the field, so she's obviously doing something right. And Kayla Sharple's back there again at central defense. I'm impressed, man. The defensive line just keeps changing, but it did not hurt us this game.
Surprisingly, right? Like, Orlando's a very high-scoring, high-powered offensive team. And
I was worried.
When I saw that lineup, I was like, oh, what? I mean, they're all good players, right? It's just the chemistry. Elizabeth Ball at right back, Sharples, they're in center. Just that combination of four together with no playing experience against Orlando, it was a bit of a head scratcher, but it worked out.
It worked down. Our midfield was unchanged, kind of. I mean, Labata, DiBernardo, Dabinia, like that just seems, eat, sleep, repeat right there. It's
you don't want to change anything there, yeah.
I was shocked by Michelle and Ellie up top like that, though. It was very different. Not only does Orlando score some goals, we score like the most goals. Like everyone knows that. But Orlando is also the stingiest with goals allowed. So I was very concerned here. Everything was shaping up for a 0-0 draw here. I mean, you could just kind of sense that. But good on that defense, man, for staying strong. Because there were opportunities, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into it a little bit later, but Schultz, man, like, absolute killer game. The reason that we came away with 3 points was because of her. But going back, a touch backwards here, Ellie Wheeler, like, I'm trying to figure out what her fit is, and I'm trying to figure out what Volodko is trying to do with her. And Izzy Rodriguez, to me, she's a starter. Like, maybe I'm missing something, by the way. Mace can play on the left or right. It's kind of, I don't know. I kind of wonder if Izzy has fallen out of favor a little bit, or if Volodko just really wants to try and change things up. And Ellie can attack, by the way. She scored in the very first game. She played in high school, obviously, as an attacker, grew up as an attacker. She clearly has that effort, right? And she has a hell of a shot, but just kind of a unique, right? Unique lineup.
Let me throw some speculation at you. Maybe Volodko is changing it up because teams are reading us. They're seeing us roll out the same stuff and do the same plan, that he's like, we got to pivot. We got to do something. We got to, fine tune this, keep evolving, keep people guessing. I mean, you don't show you've shown your hand. The season's more than halfway over. You've shown your hand. And people are biting on your bluff,
Right.
And as far as Ellie Wheeler, dude, maybe it's a sense of like, we just need her on the field. Maybe Volodko's like, she's far too talented to be sitting on the bench. She's got speed and technique and can track back. Maybe we just need her on the field, especially for an explosive team like Orlando.
I mean, I feel like DiBernardo played back a little more. Both teams, I feel like this game was really kind of a chess match to me, right? Like
100%.
There is a couple of good opportunities both sides, but generally speaking, both defenses kept the teams in front of them. They didn't take a ton of risk. It was a very intelligent, articulate, I mean, obviously it's 0-0, but if you're a fan of soccer, not just the scoring, if you're a fan of soccer, you really enjoyed this game and just kind of got to see how the teams adjusted to each other. DiBernardo, I felt like played back a touch. You know, kind of like you mentioned, Ellie Wheeler. She can get up and she can get back. She's no stranger to either one. I mean, credit to both teams, right? It was a great game.
Yeah, nothing. I watched this as much as I could backstage before having to go on. And it seemed like, you know, the chances that were had earlier in the game did not seem to really challenge the goalkeepers all that much, apart from like falling to their side to stop a ball. Like, it was nothing spectacular, right. No fingertip saves or anything. The shots weren't that hard. But regarding your chess match comment, I mean, 100%, it was just kind of like, you could see they weren't trying to be explosive, weren't trying to get blown up, you know, gas themselves out a little bit, to use a wrestling term, getting blown up. They weren't trying to do too much too fast, because 90-minute game, dude, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And I know that's tough. It's probably tough to tell Chawinga, like, hey, marathon, not a sprint. She's like, bullshit. It's absolutely a sprint. Let me show you.
15 goal says it's a sprint. So
yeah, I'll tell you right now, it's a sprint. So don't try to cage the beast. All right. But it's and she was doing her thing, man. She got on the ball. Maybe one of the better chances.
I think she had the best chance of the game.
It was towards the end of the first half, 39 minutes. She's pressuring the defense as they kind of bobble the ball, and she takes it. And that goalkeeper, Orlando's keeper, comes out and forces Chawinga wide right, and just the angle's too much for her, and doesn't even get it on frame, you know?
I think she read that Chawinga was going to try and like fake a shot and go to the side. And once she read that, it forced Chawinga out. Just the chance was over, right?
At that point, I wish Chawinga just maybe would have tried to toe poke it under her, like, just, you know, she's done that in the past, but it's a decision, dude. You have a split second when you're one-on-one with the keeper like that. Like, what are you going to do? And if you make a wrong step or a wrong crossover, you're done. The play's over.
This is not a slow player who can take a couple touches and like decide from there. Like, she'll take 2 touches. She covers so much distance in that span that she had to make a decision really quickly. But that was probably the best opportunity of the game for both teams. Certainly for Kansas City.
Exactly for Kansas City, because I do want to say, not for both teams. In the 52nd minute, Banda fires one on goal, and Schultz has to make a fingertip save. Yeah. Like, she had to get up because that was going on net, man. And Banda knew it, puts her hands on her head like that was going in. Very, very frustrating for her. But you see Ellie Wheeler in the back clapping for Schultz. Like, thank you. Thank you for doing that. It's just the back and forth. I do want to point out that Marta spends a lot of time on the ground, yeah?
It's fair to say.
What is that? I know, you know, people get stepped on, but a lot of time in women's soccer, they just get back up. What would you say she is the
Neymar?
Probably the Neymar of women's soccer? That just kind of, is it just a Brazilian thing, you know, with Neymar doing that? I mean, I don't see Dabinha roll around. I don't see Bia roll around. They get up, rub some dirt in it, and get after it. But it's come on, Marta. That's some men's soccer stuff. What are you doing? You know, women's soccer gets up and goes.
I mean, maybe it was tactical, right? You go down, you slow the game down, you try to control the pace of it, kill the time, and
that pisses me off more than
bullshit. She's no spring chicken. I mean, I tell you what, if I get knocked down, I might be a little slower getting up than what I used to be. But
you're not going to sit there and milk it, dude. I know you. You're going to get up. You're going to walk it off. It is what it is. But she ain't walking nothing off, man. She got a little nick on the foot and was like, "Oh, my leg's broken."
Isn't the funniest thing to get a nick and they're like in midair screaming? It's soccer players.
The scream is actually a little delayed. Like, she got kicked and then was like, "Oh, I was kicked. Did you see me get kicked 5 seconds ago?"
I'm acting classes.
The Oscar goes too. I tell you that. We didn't really have any more opportunities in this game, dude. Like, we played good possession. We didn't give anything stupid away, like we are known to do sometimes in these crucial games. But we spoke last week about how we needed to come away from these next 3 games with some points, man. We needed like 7 points out of 3 games, yeah? Well, here's one. We got 1 point in probably the most difficult of our 3 games. We're going to have Washington this Friday, Gotham next Saturday. Perfectly winnable games at home. I'm not upset with this 1-1 draw or this 0-0 draw.
No, to me, it felt like a heavyweight fight. It felt like a playoff game where both teams were trying to
feel each other out.
Yeah, force the other team to make a mistake and pounce, not expose themselves to risk. Neither team really exposed themselves to risk. So it was a very compact, intelligent game plan, I think, on both sides. So, and I think it showed the quality for both teams, right? Like, we hung in there in Orlando's house and had a good game and came away with a road point, and we looked good doing it. I mean, we looked good doing it. At times we were the better teams. At times Orlando was the better team. But I think that really enforced the fact that we can play any team, and we can, be competitive away as well.
Yes, dude. In the 80th minute, it got scary, but Schultz showed us why she deserves to be in there. Marta hits this like knuckling curler of a ball, and Schultz really has to dive out and extend to get this one. And we don't clear it. We don't clear it well enough, and they circle it around, and it comes back to Marta, who hits a hard and low shot, and Schultz has to dive the exact same way again. It's 2 shots from the same player in like 20 seconds. Very scary moment to keep this game alive,
I mean, she's making some plays that makes me wonder why she didn't have a team for a little while. Like, she's playing really well. I don't know if that's because she's playing with a good defense or I don't know, but man, it's hard to see that her spot being taken at this point.
It's pretty wild. I think we should not hang our heads with this draw at all. It feels good, man. There was a little give and go moment in the 89th with Chewinga and DiBernardo, I think, and nothing came of that. Chewinga couldn't get a good power behind that. Bia came in a little later. We kind of wondered if maybe Bia would start and come out at halftime, but no, she came in the game later. So you thought, hey, a little more firepower, a little more possession-based attacking. Maybe this is good for us. Nothing came of it, but I tell you, dude, in the 96th, Orlando has the freaking ball, and Banda's just cutting up 4 defenders here. There's like 4 of us, and it's Banda, and she's like, boom, 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 boom. We don't know what we're going to do, and finally she gets some help and passes it off, but nothing came of that shot. It's just, Banda's scary, man, and they should really take care of her. She's a great player.
She's 12 goals, right? 3 goals behind Chewinga, and she's played a lot less games and minutes. So, I mean, yeah, she's an incredible player. Any team would be very fortunate to have her. And she's a different player than Chewinga, right? She doesn't play off the speed. She has more like skill, technique, and that's not a knock on Chewinga, but they both have their certain attributes that they really succeed with. But Michelle Cooper came in as well in the 65th minute, and I thought she had some good moments. She had a nice moment where she juked the defender kind of towards the outside of the box and looked like she took a shot. Maybe she had a passing opportunity, but there wasn't a whole lot of room.
Yeah, it got blocked by a defender, but like she set something up there. She was trying to get something, and she's so good at that, dude, cutting in real fast and getting a quick shot. Really going for that little angle there. The margin for error is very slim. You really got to pinpoint that shot, but defender got to it. Dude, here's fun fact. Chewinga did not extend her goal scoring streak per game, so that ended with this game, but she still owns the record for most games scored in, correct?
Consecutively, I think.
Consecutive games scoring a goal. So that's something, but that did come to an end this game. Did you see? Nice little moment here. Debinha fouled the shit out of Marta, and it was real about to blow the whistle, dude. Game's about over, and Marta took a cleat to like the foot or something, and they shared a sweet little moment. Like they're friends. They're veterans of this league. stars of this league,
Stars of their country.
Stars of their country. Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely. International superstars. It was cool, man. It was cool to see them hug afterwards. They're legends. They're doing the damn thing. I wish we would have got more out of this, but I'm glad we didn't get less. So at the end of the day, man, we always celebrate, away draws. It's a good time.
Especially against a team that has not lost in 19 games. I don't know what it is now, but a significant amount of time. I kind of wish Prince was able to contribute a little more. Doesn't necessarily seem like she's, significantly assisting with the attack.
I hate to say it, man. I don't know if Prince is I don't know if she needs to be starting. I think she is starting because Bia's not starting, and we will have Bia back, and Bia will probably play a larger part in this game on Friday.
And I will say, I thought Bia did a good job. I think our team changed for the better when Bia was in. You could tell we had more control. Didn't really lead to, many attacking opportunities. So I don't know if that contradicts itself right there, but you could definitely tell when she's in the game, she has a significant impact.
Yeah.
So hopefully that can continue on Friday.
I do wish more people went to these Orlando Pride games. I mean, they had the attendance at 93, 96. It just, a lot of empty seats. It never looks great on TV. We know how that goes, man, especially with sporting games and stuff like that. So when you got a hell of a team like Orlando, you just kind of wish they were able to fill that stadium a little better.
You wish their fans would support them. I mean, they have arguably one of the biggest legendary names in women's soccer in Marta. I mean, she's going to go down as one of the biggest names in the sport. They have
you got Banda in the Golden Boot conversation.
Banda, yeah, you have one of the best defenses. I don't know about historically, but it's got to be up there, right, in the league. Show up and support your team. I don't know if their stadium is way out of the way. I don't know enough about Orlando to know that, but show up and support, man.
Well, here you go. I'm not even gonna ask you because that Holiday Distillery toast of the match goes to Schultz. I mean, that's the goalkeeper, right? So Schultz, hey, hell of a job. Holiday Distillery toast of the match. I mean, we don't win this game without her crucial saves towards the end and even early on. So well done. Cool, man. We need to hit a break here in a sec, but before we do, dude, we'd all like an extra $500. Yeah. So if you go to BlueWirePods.com/survey and complete the Blue Wire audience survey about you and your podcast listening habits, you could win a $500 gift card. By the way, the survey helps create better experience for audiences and helps this show. So BlueWirePods.com/survey, answer a few questions, chance to win $500. Read the full terms and disclaimer, complete the survey. You can win money. BlueWirePods.com/survey. Also, keep the link in the show notes of the episode. So that being said, stay right there. We'll be right back.
Looking for tickets for your next event? Tickets for Less is your number one source. Save big on every purchase when you use promo code KCSN at ticketsforless.com. When you deal with big wireless providers, there's always hidden fees, unexpected overages, and random charges that always leave you scratching your head. With Mint Mobile, they keep things simple, and you can get just $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan, and they mean it. So you can say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly overages and bills with Mint Mobile and their 3-month plan for just $15 a month. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. And if you are worried about using your own phone and keeping all your contacts, with Mint Mobile you can transfer all of that and keep your phone number along with all of your contacts. So ditch overpriced wireless with Mint Mobile's deal and get 3 months of premium wireless service for just $15 a month. To get this new customer offer and your new 3-month premium wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/KCSNKCC. That's mintmobile.com/KCSNKCC. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/KCSNKCC. $45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details.
Man, so that game is in the books. We get to come back home this weekend. Friday night game again. So that means it's, probably a Prime Video match? Is that how that works?
I can double check here.
It's, Prime Video. And it's Female Athlete Night, presented by the University of Kansas Health System. I assume they'll probably have some kind of giveaway for that. Sounds kind of fun. You going? You able to make it?
I will be there. What about you? You got your show?
No, I will not be there until the next week, the Gotham game.
Okay.
Which I will not be able to yell because I will lose my voice. But that'll be a good one. But hey, man, this Friday, dude, this is where it starts because Washington Spirit are damn good, and they just keep winning. We had a draw this past weekend. They had a win, so they moved up further from us. We aren't really in control of our destiny and getting one of those top 2 spots. Gotham has since jumped us as well. We are sitting in 4th place, 7 points in front of North Carolina Courage. We got some work to do. We got to make up some ground, but we can, we're 5 points behind Washington Spirit. Why did I say we're not in control? Yeah, we can make up these points here. We'll be all right.
Yeah, I mean, if we get 3 here, we'll be 2 behind them with 5 games to go or something like that. So it can absolutely be done. I think the taking the Shield is a little bit out of the question at this point. So
yeah, after these 2 weeks, we could be up to 45 points, and assuming Washington wins their next game, they could be at 47. So we could be solid in 3rd after these next 2 games. But it starts here, man. Washington put quite the thumping on us at their place. I didn't have fun watching that game. That was, Trinity Rodman, great player. I love watching her play. Hate watching her play us.
Croy Bethune, I'm a big fan of her. She's out for the year, though.
You just like saying the name.
I when I read it, I'm like, don't mess it up. Even though I know how to say it, I'm just like, is there a spin I'm unaware of? She's out for the year. She was leading the team in assists, 2nd in goals, I think. Rookie, by the way, so out of USC, I believe. But incredible player. Thankfully, we don't got a player, right? I'm going on and on about her, but we don't got a player. But they're still loaded, man. They have Ashley Hatch, obviously Trinity Rodman, Kingsbury on the back line there. They're still a really good team, man. So
it's going to be rough, dude. They, they have a positive 21 goal differential. I mean, yeah, we've scored the most goals in the league, but they've scored 1 less than us and have allowed 7 less than us. So they're a better team than us when it comes to scoring goals and not allowing goals. And on a different note here, is it safe to say that Orlando goes undefeated this season until hopefully the playoffs when they get beat? Regular season, I can't see them losing.
Let me see. I'm going to look and see who the rest of their matches are against.
Well, it doesn't sound, I mean, it
okay.
To be honest.
Okay. I mean, the next 2 games, they should win, by the way, because they got Bay FC and Houston Dash. So there's that. But after that, they got a big 3-game stretch. They play Washington, Portland, and then Gotham. So
they could get a loss, and whoever beats them in the regular season is going to be quite the celebration.
Yeah.
But back to Washington, man. This is a team that is just in it now. They are in their zone, and they are making the best of it. Soccer is it's ebbs and flows, and when it's good, it is good. But when you hit a little moment, you hit a little hydroplane. It's tough to get back on the road. And AC Cart's been in a tad of a hydroplane, and I think that draw at Orlando is kind of us correcting that steering wheel a little bit. Hopefully, getting back on course for this week.
I mean, we were humbled against Washington, right? I mean, we came out of that international break flying high, winning trophies, going to championships, and then we just got absolutely smacked in the face. And then we need to
score. We need to score. Obviously, we need to score more goals than them, but I think it's going to take 3 goals to win this game Friday. I think it's going to take 3. It's not going to be some 1-0, dude. We got to score 3.
Trinity is one of those players who's always had our number. I remember we went to the game the very first time they came back. They played the baseball field, right? Trinity scored, and I'll never forget it because I was like, we're going to get a draw. I was so pumped. She scored in like the 93rd minute in extra time. And that was the first time we've played her. And since then, she's been a pain in our ass.
How do you remember this?
I mean, I don't know.
What a memory. The only memory I have from the baseball field is not putting on sunscreen and getting one hell of a farmer's tan. You remember that shit?
I definitely remember that.
Woo.
Yeah, that was rough. But she's always been a thorn in our side. She's such a, like I said, man, you love watching her play as long as it's not against us. You can't say enough things about her. You don't want to be putting that highlight reel where she does a little spin on you. But just keep her in front of you, man. Be physical with her, right? Just get a player like that. You just got to frustrate them. You got to frustrate them. Keep them in front. Be physical. Don't give them anything easy. Hatch is a opportunistic, good player. It's just going to be tough. And they got a new coach. So when he came in, the Spirit were doing well. But when he came over, I can't remember if it was, like half a season ago, maybe a couple games ago, but he came in and he's really, from a tactical perspective, boosted this team. So it's tactically, I don't know if we have an advantage. They're just so good, man. They just put their players in a position to succeed.
Wouldn't you like to have someone score that's not Chewinga? I mean, yes, I want her to get this golden boot situation, but I would love for us to not have to rely on her for a goal. I would love for her to mark someone like Trinity Rodman, someone who is going to, put the moves on us and smoke us time after time. Like, I'd love to see her be in the defensive game too, man. And I don't know. It's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot to get this done. Back in front of the home crowd is nice, but being against Washington is not nice.
I think that the fact that we can't score with anybody other than Chewinga is showing how either overly reliant we are or just how we're not being able to create, with the players that we have. And both
can I get a DiBernardo goal? Can I get a DiBernardo goal? I miss it. I need one.
Well, I mean, Debinha, love her to death. Grateful she resigned. But we kind of want that international tournament Debinha, right? We need her to create some of her magic. We need, when things are not going well, we need her to cut inside and put something upper 90.
Yeah.
Right? You need those star players to make those plays.
Will we have Claire back, Hutton?
I don't believe, no. I think she got a concussion in her international game.
I can't with this. With people on international duty getting hurt, I hate that. I didn't even know how to watch these games, by the way. Were we able to even watch Claire playing?
I was not. I saw the highlight. They had a hell of a game. Like, they actually came back and beat Germany.
And she's concussed. That's just great, Chris. I'm mad. I did. She's important to the midfield. She takes pressure off other people and can play good hold-up play while other people get free to go on goal. That's stressful. I was really looking forward to having her back. So I don't know, man. How many minutes do you see Bia play in this game?
I see her getting a full half.
Full half, because she came in
61st, I think.
61st, so you could see her. In that sense, she needs to start this game and come off at halftime. She's got to start the game. Yeah?
Yeah.
You don't bring her on at halftime. Like, you put her on to go, right? When everyone's fresh and can work with her.
I think so. Having her with Chewinga and Debinha and Lowe in the beginning of the game and take advantage of Chewinga's speed right out the gate, I think would probably be the most effective and useful way to use her. I mean, I'd feel more confident if we were scoring with different players.
That'd be nice, man.
Right? But when we're only scoring with Chewinga, it's tough to know when we should which half we should, allocate her towards.
Something's got to give, man. It's a highlight game of the week. Like, people will tune in to watch this. Fans of the league are going to watch number 4 versus number 2. It's a big one. 7:00, Amazon Prime Video. You need to show up and get loud, man. To let them, boo Trinity Rodman, boo this woman, like that, wishing her head.
Like Elizabeth Ball said, when she walks foot through those gates to go into the locker room, we need boos, just rabid. I'm taking like Lord of the Ring orcs, just like growling at her. I want, just she needs to know that she's coming into hostile territory, and she'd probably feed off that because she's that good. But nonetheless, she could be one of your favorite players after the game.
People like being the villain, dude. People do. You get off on it. You get excited about it. And you play your best. I mean, look at the Chiefs right now. I mean, they're loving this shit. Pulling off a win like they did on Sunday. They're villains, and it is what it is. Yeah. Don't need to ask how your football season's going. I'm pretty aware of how your Sunday went with your Cowboys, so we don't have to get into that.
It was a little bit like the Washington game,
Yeah.
A quick correction. So the new Spirit head coach made his debut in July.
Okay.
So he came in and really, they were a good team prior to him coming in, came in and made them better. So
they've gotten better. They've gotten results and have climbed that table. And we have gotten sporadic results ever since that international. Yeah. Ever since that international tournament ended, which we thought, hey, look at us. We're good beating these teams, man. We're doing great. That's over. And we're not that great when it comes to like league play right now. But I'm telling you, don't quote me on that. We just had a good result at Orlando. You take it and you build on it.
I first of all, I completely agree. I think that was a midfield duel of wits, right? I don't know if you play the same style. I mean, maybe because they're both Orlando and Washington are both so open and both so attacking minded. So maybe you try to do a little bit of the same thing, keep everything in front of you and hopefully hit Chewinga on the counter. But if that's your strategy game in and game out, you're kind of reinforcing the same play style that is led to us hoping that Chewinga can pick off a back pass and score a goal. Because quite frankly, that's how we've scored the last couple times.
It's not going to work every time.
It's not going to work every time. And you can't rely on it. You can't,
I can't believe it almost worked against Orlando. As solid as their defense is, I'm like, whoa, hey, it happens.
And I'm going to make a rec league comparison. So take that for what it's worth. But, when we would play better teams, when we would play good teams, when you had to rely on me to score a goal, it was not great. I tried, but it didn't always happen. But when you have some tactics that just have more of a team style of open attack, it just makes it so much easier. And we can't just, and that's almost, I'm trying to make a football analogy. I'm all over the place with analogies, but I'm going to make a football analogy. You have a quarterback who scores with his legs, right? Like Lamar Jackson. You fall in love with it and you just become overly reliant on it. I feel like that's what we've done with Chewinga and just her counter and just using her speed. We've become overly reliant. We've fallen in love with it, but it's not going to be a good thing down the stretch when that's what we're trying to count on.
I want to see someone step up because our as a fan, sure, we're all rooting for Chewinga. Like, get that goal. But it's like, man, there are, 9 other people that can score a goal. And it's like, we need to, I want to root for someone else too. Like, yeah, Chewinga, go get that golden boot. That's great. But, here's the thing, Chris. She draws defenders away, but she's so damn fast that no other player on our team has caught up to her for her to lay it off. I mean, Dabinha's trying, but in a foot race, she ain't beating Chewinga. It's just how it is.
You know how frustrating that would be? And to your point, like, if you're making a sprint from midfield all the way to the back post, and maybe Chewinga takes a bad shot or she doesn't see you running. That's got to be frustrating to make that run and not even have. And again, she might have 3 defenders on her, but to make that run time and time again and not receive the opportunity. No wonder players might not make that run a 4th or 5th time. Let me ask you a question then. What player needs to step up this game other than Chewinga on the attacking side?
I mean, dude, wouldn't it be nice to see Nichelle Prince get something? I mean, I want to root for this woman, dude. This Olympian. I want to be a fan, but she ain't showing me nothing. And that's not a knock on her play. It's not a knock on her as a player at all because she's a professional athlete. I know it's in there. But I really would love to see her be a part of an assist or even a goal. That would be the best.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to Debinha.
Okay.
Because I don't know if Cooper will play full. I don't know how many minutes Cooper will play.
She's coming back from injury, yeah?
Yeah. She came in the 61st as well, so I don't know if she's how much she's going to play. I don't want to throw Bia in that category in my mind because she's probably going to have a half. I think at this point, I would like to see some Debinha magic. I think we're going to need some Debinha magic.
I don't hate it. They're going to try, man. They're going to try the best because it's Washington. You show up for these big games. You're coming off that success in Orlando. I'm going to call it a success. Call it what it is.
It is a success. Let's not downplay it. By the way, I was reading an ESPN story the other day where they power ranked the teams. Kansas City was 3rd, and they were speaking very highly about the draw we had. That was a really good draw. We should be proud of that. But we're playing at home in front of our home crowd. From a play style, I can understand if they treat it the same, but it's a different circumstance. This team were able to catch up to and earn home field through the playoffs. So I think we got to take it to them.
Back in the day, I wouldn't have taken any stock in an ESPN power ranking for women's soccer. Nothing. I would have been like, that doesn't mean jack shit. But in the last year or so, they have committed resources and analysts to cover this league. There's commercials on all the time for NWSL. So I take stock in ESPN rankings now. It matters. Their commentary on this league matters. Years ago, it wouldn't have mattered at all. F that, dude. I don't give a shit what you're talking about. But now it matters. Yeah?
Yeah, I agree. I think before they did it because they probably felt like they had to. Now they do it because I imagine they want to, right? It's the next big thing. That's why you have the MLS. I mean, it was that rumor that's not true, but wanting to get involved in the women's side. We don't want that shit.
I don't want that. I mean, I would watch, but I'd rather not. If that just gives me more things to watch and I'm running out of time.
I don't know. I'll be interested to see how we approach this game at home.
Well, looking at the schedule for this weekend, all the matchups out of everything in there, we're the game to watch. This is the matchup. I mean, yeah, you could go watch Orlando play because they're a great team, but I think they get it done against Bay FC. But us, 7 o'clock Friday night, that's the game of the week. And I'm not just saying that because I cover them and I'm a fan. It's the game of the week. Right?
I'm with you.
Cool. Okay, so anything else we need to talk about today? Anything else happen around the league? Oh, I'll tell you one thing real quick. There has been, NWSLsoccer.com is now doing playoff scenarios heading into the weekend matchups.
Okay.
Who can clinch. So we have now reached that point. So before
we're
last
close,
week,
by the way, we're close.
We are. Last week, man, we could have clinched. We needed to win against the Pride, and North Carolina or Gotham needed to win or draw, and Chicago or Louisville needed to win or draw. So it's one of those things where a lot of things need to happen for us to clinch, but hey, we're in that conversation now, so it's kind of interesting.
I mean, I don't know if the math would add up to it, but I got to feel like if we win, we're in the playoffs, right? At that point, I don't see how we're not.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting there.
Yeah.
And the NWSL Championship's right around the corner, man. We got tickets. I'm going to wave to you. I'm not going to sit with you because I'm going to wait. Maybe I'll come say hello.
You know where to find me.
I'll find you.
It's exact same seats. Do they have a playoff bracket that's available already?
I mean, no one's clinched yet. You mean like?
I didn't know if they had like a projected, like if things ended today.
Oh,
that.
Good freaking point, dude. There was they did have something like that. 100%. They're always putting stuff out like that, man. But alas, I'm not seeing it.
I thought I saw something, but yeah, I don't know if it's. But
okay. Well, anyways, man, we'll keep an eye on all that stuff and hopefully get it done this weekend because it's important, man. Trinity Rodman's going to come and looking to score. So,
and last thing, I would like to see a defensive effort that redeems themselves from the last game.
Yeah, I mean, redeems themselves. I mean, I think it was a great defensive performance, so I wouldn't mind like duplicating that. You know, I wouldn't say redemption is on the docket.
So for against like with the 4-1 against drumming, yeah,
against the Spirit. I gotcha. Cool, man. Well, all right, we're gonna get out of here. We're having fun. We're in the home stretch of things. Really big game Friday. Hope everyone shows out, gets loud. I don't have to hope. That place is going to be packed. It is what it is. Every freaking time, man. And are the Chiefs in town this weekend or they go somewhere? I just kind of wondered if maybe we'd see the Mahomes on Fridays. Nah, they go to Atlanta, don't they? So could Mahomes be at the game Friday? Or would they fly out to Atlanta Saturday? How's that work?
Friday, I imagine he probably won't be there.
Probably won't be there, yeah.
Okay, possibly, but unlikely.
We play better when he is. Like it always feels better when they're in attendance, you know. All right, hey folks, thank you for being here. Leave us those 5-star ratings and reviews. Email us at nootherpod@gmail.com. Follow us on socials at nootherpod, at Dan Kooser, at Chris Wright 21. You can text us on our Mint Mobile text line. It's 913-407-6524. We did get something. We appreciate the text on the sporting side. I believe it was a bunch of like spreadsheet stuff of like possible like playoff scenarios and whatnot. So that was kind of fun.
Did Chip send that?
I don't think Chip texted that in. No, but that does sound like something he would do.
Yeah,
he's all into that shit. So more power to him. I love him. He likes it. I don't like that stuff, but he loves it. But it was anonymous. So thank you. Just want you guys to know we did see it, but did not, share it on the air here. So for Chris, I'm Daniel, producer Nick. We thank you and we love you. Goodbye.